So Article 127, or the offense of expulsion. So the elements are as follows. Public officer expels a person from the Philippines or compels such person to change his residence. Second, without lawful order or legal basis. So ito yung dalawang elements natin for expulsion. Example nito is deportation without due process. So actually, meron akong nabasa na case, no, regarding this. No? I forgot the citation, but yung case niya is merong 170 na mga nahuling prostitutes, no, sa Manila. And then, ang ginawa ng mayor is that they were brought to Davao City without their consent, no, without informing them na dalhin pala sila ng Davao City. So in that case, there was a violation of Article 127 because that is considered expulsion, no? Because the public officer, no, the mayor there in that case compelled, no, the 170 women to change their residence. No? Although they were not expelled from the Philippines, pero they were brought to Davao City, no, without their consent, no, and without informing them, no, regarding that decision, no, to bring them to Davao City. So, yun ang example ng Article 127 or expulsion. Okay, let's talk about Article 128 or the violation of domicile. So, these are the elements. Number one, the public officer enters a dwelling against the will of the owner thereof or without a warrant. So, I guess, understandable naman. Second, search papers or other effects found therein without previous consent of such owner. So, nag-conduct siya ng search doon sa loob ng dwelling or bahay ng victim, or having surreptitiously entered said dwelling and being required to leave the premises shall refuse to do so. So, bigla na lang siya pumasok and then he was demanded to leave the premises pero he refused to do so. So, example of this is police search a house without a warrant. No? So, it's not allowed, no, na basta-basta na lang yung police officer mag-enter ng dwelling without a warrant of a search warrant. So, yan ang Article 128. In order to illustrate Article 128 of the Revised Penal Code, let us discuss this case of People versus Damaso. The facts of the case are as follows. The accused, Damaso, a police officer of Bacolor, Pampanga, along with other policemen, entered the house of Esteban Quiambao between 11 p.m. and midnight without a search warrant. They searched the premises, forcibly opened locked doors, and scattered the contents of drawers and cabinets, but found nothing illegal. They also forced the occupants to go downstairs, and Esteban was taken to the municipal building where he was interrogated and allegedly maltreated. The incident happened without any judicial warrant or justification under the law. The issue here is whether or not Damaso is guilty of violation of domicile under Article 128 of the Revised Penal Code for entering a dwelling without the authorization and against the will of the owner. So the ruling of the Supreme Court, yes, no? The Supreme Court ruled that Damaso is guilty under Article 128. The court held that a public officer who, without judicial order, enters a dwelling against the will of the owner is criminally liable under Article 128 of the Revised Penal Code. It emphasized that the Constitution guarantees the sanctity of one's dwelling and that law enforcers must secure a search warrant before entering a private residence unless falling under exceptional circumstances such as those grounds for warrantless search, no, like consent, hot pursuit, or emergency. However, none of those exceptional circumstances are present in this case. The entry and search were made at night but without legal grounds and with force, constituting aggravating circumstances. So, klaro naman sa facts na pinasok lang nila yung dwelling without the consent or against the will of the owner. Wala silang bit-bit na search warrant in order to enter the dwelling. So, wala din silang authority to conduct search, di ba? And hindi din present yung exceptional circumstances, no, that would allow a police officer to conduct a warrantless search. Now, the doctrine to remember here is that public officers cannot enter a private dwelling without a judicial warrant and against the will of the owner, except in legally justified circumstances. Doing so violates Article 128 of the Revised Penal Code and the constitutional right to privacy of domicile. So the penalty imposed here by the court is that he was sentenced to imprisonment under the terms of Article 128 with aggravating circumstances due to the time, which is nighttime, and the method or of entry. So that was the case. Okay, next article is Article 129 or the malicious warrant. 129 is search warrants maliciously obtained and abused in the service of those legally obtained. So the elements are as follows. Number one, the police officer obtained a warrant based on falsehoods, no, meaning he falsified his affidavit, no, in order to secure a warrant from the court. Second is abusing authority during the execution of such warrant. So example nito is when the officer lies to obtain search warrant. So the case here is Stonehill versus Diokno. No? To better understand Article 129, let's study the case of Stonehill versus Diokno. The facts of the case are as follows. The Secretary of Justice Diokno ordered the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI to investigate several corporations linked to Harry Stonehill. So the Harry Stonehill here is a corporation, no? Suspecting violations of tax, customs, immigration, and other laws. Based on the investigation, search warrants were applied for. So nag-apply sila for search warrant and issued en masse by a judge. So there are a total of 42 search warrants that were issued here by the judge. However, ang problema dito, these warrants were broad and general, meaning it did not particularly describe ano yung documents to be seized. So, the warrant authorized the seizure of, ang nakalagay sa warrant is, ang sabi lang, books of accounts, documents, and papers. So, without specifying what document, what paper. So, relating to alleged violations, without specifying exactly what documents were to be seized. As a result, the NBI confiscated a massive number of documents from Stonehill and his companies. Stonehill and others filed for certiorari and prohibition contesting the validity of the search warrants. The issue here is whether the search warrants issued and the seizures made under them are valid under the Constitution and whether Article 129 of the Revised Penal Code is applicable. So the ruling of the Supreme Court here, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Stonehill, the corporation in this case, declaring the search warrants void for being general warrants, which are unconstitutional. The court emphasized that search warrants must particularly describe the things to be seized. So yan ang nakalagay sa ating Constitution, na if you conduct search warrant, dapat klaro doon sa search warrant kung ano yung specific document na kukunin ng mga police officers. General warrants violate Section 1, Paragraph 3, Article 3 of the 1935 Constitution, now Section 2, Article 3 of the 1987 Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. The court further noted that the issuance and enforcement of such vague and sweeping warrants could amount to a violation of Article 129 of the Revised Penal Code. This provision penalizes public officers who abuse the execution of such warrants. Although the decision focused more on the constitutional law implications, the case illustrates how Article 129 can be triggered when officers act without proper regard to constitutional safeguards. So ito, careful tayo, no? Since we are criminology students, so dapat ma-master ninyo ito na policy, no? Na when you conduct search warrant, dapat yung nakalagay sa search warrant is ma-particularly describe talaga yung things tsaka documents to be seized. Hindi pwedeng books of accounts, papers, ganun lang ang ilagay sa search warrant. Dapat klaro po. Let's say for example, balance sheet, no, for the operation of the Stonehill Corporation, income statement, pwedeng ganun, or specific thing. For example, yung computer. Yan, pwedeng ganun. So, pero hindi pwedeng catch-all lang or general lang ang nakalagay. Kasi it would give, sabi ng Constitution or sabi ng Supreme Court na it would give the law enforcement unbridled discretion. Parang walang limit yung kanilang discretion as to what documents or papers to seize. So, in effect, baka yung mga bagay na hindi na kailangan for the investigation, hindi na kailangan for in order to prove the offense, no, being suspected of, no, so baka kunin din nila kahit na hindi na siya needed. So para hindi walang sweeping, parang anong tawag nila dyan, sweeping, parang nag-ano ka ba, parang parang fishing expedition ka ba na hindi mo alam kung anong hinahanap mo, kunin mo lang ito lahat, no, baka meron tayong makuha. So that is prohibited, no, under the Constitution. So yan. So if you violate that constitutional safeguard, then you will be liable under Article 129. Kasi nga, di ba, sabi natin, this article is an offense, no, against the fundamental laws of the state. Article 129, search warrants maliciously obtained and abused in the service of those legally obtained, punishes public officers who maliciously procure search warrants without just cause or exceed authority in their enforcement. So, bawal na, like, the police officer will execute an affidavit, tapos the contents of the affidavit are false, meaning hindi totoo. So, bawal yun siya, no? Bawal din na even if you procured a legal or you legally obtained a search warrant, tapos yung implementation mo naman is nag-exceed, no, sa authority na binigay ng search warrant, then bawal din yun. In this case, the abuse in implementation of the search warrant, such as seizing documents not particularly described, could fall under this article. The court underscored the danger of abuse when officials are granted broad authority without clear legal limitations. Key takeaway, the Stonehill case established the doctrine against general warrants and highlighted the potential liability of officers under Article 129 when they act maliciously or excessively in securing or enforcing search warrants. So that's Article 129. Article 130, searching domicile without witnesses. So ano naman yung elements? Number one, when a public officer or employee in cases where search is proper. So dito na offense, merong search warrant, no? So proper yung search. However, ang problema dito is that the search was made in the absence of the occupant, any member of his family, or in default without witnesses residing in the same locality. So, kailangan in the conduct of search, merong witnesses talaga. So, that is required under the Constitution. But, if you fail to conduct the search in the presence of the witnesses required, no, under the Constitution, then you will be liable under Article 130. So, example, police search an empty home with no witnesses. So, bawalin siya.